This is day 5 of week 1 of our Mindfulness Dialogue program that consists of connecting, exploring, and discovering. This week we are focusing on connecting, and today our theme is a new cosmic story that will inform and guide how we live in the world today. A cosmic story is a story of origins that describes how things came to be. It is through a cosmic story that we orient ourselves to and in the world. All creatures do this, but they are genetically programmed to do so. It is simply instinctive. We humans, however, need an actual story, a story of origins, in order to situate ourselves in the world and learn how to think and what to do. Every civilization before ours has known that we are not the only moral agents in the universe. For most of our history, we appreciated that we shared the world with other living beings with whom we needed to collaborate in order to survive and thrive. Our old cosmic stories reflected this reality. At this time in our evolutionary journey, however, we are in between stories. For the old stories no longer serve this purpose for us. We've gone beyond the knowledge that they were built on, so they no longer function in this way. We may continue to try to squeeze insights out of these stories, and they can indeed be helpful in this way, but we really do need a new story of origins today. For we are done with the previous phase of our human journey and are now already have entered in fact, into a new way of being human. And in order to do this right, we need a new framework and a new context. Over the past 400 years, our scientific endeavor has applied an empirical approach to understanding where we are and what is happening in the world. In fact, in the last 100 years, we have discovered more about the world than exists in all previous knowledge. This approach has not looked to sacred scriptures or the wisdom of elders for meaning, but to an examination of the world around us. It has generated amazing knowledge of the world, but without a coherence that would hold all this knowledge together. In fact, this knowledge has actually contributed to the illusion that we are separate from and even superior to the other things in the world. This knowledge says that we are the only truly living beings, while everything else is merely stuff, soulless material, there for our use. Now more than ever, in the light of all this knowledge, we need what we might call a functional cosmology, a story that can hold together all the facts in a way that offers meaning and purpose to our lives, that enables us to direct our lives and deal with the challenges that we face. But for a new story of origins to emerge, we need a different kind of process, one that is not confined to the scientists. We need storytellers to weave together all the amazing knowledge and give us new understanding that will inform our individual and family lives, our communities, and our institutions. This new story would describe how the earth itself, the universe in fact, is the primary energy that is finding its way both to interior conscious expressions in the human, and perhaps in other forms, and to outer fulfillment in the universe. This is a different universe than the one the scientists describe. This universe is a living being that is living itself in and through all that is. And we are part of this living, unfolding reality. This new framing immediately shifts our understanding away from the picture that science has painted of a process that is awesome, but essentially random. This framing presents a universe that is composed of subjects to be communed with, and not a collection of objects to be used by us. In this new context, the world is also a living being that is in a dangerous state of imbalance and distress. Healing the distress must be shaped by a fundamental reconnection with this living being. We have to move from the perspective of observer and manipulator to one of deep relationship with the earth. The problem is that in our modern scientific rational world, we have lost this capacity and have in fact imprisoned ourselves in a limited and illusory world of isolated competing individuals, all struggling for survival. So we need what you might call a new unitive consciousness that will show us the truth of things, a living world of infinite differentiation that is in constant communion, which inspires and informs its endless unfolding. And we are that amazing universe. We are part of this amazing adventure. William Blake, the English poet, describes the essential shift that is implied here when he asks, "What do you see when you look out over the landscape? Do you simply see the sun rising? Or do you see the flaming forth of the deep mystery of the universe?" It is through the cultivation of a contemplative knowing that we can rediscover the real world that has been there all the time, and it is this world that can guide our way forward. This is the heart of a new cosmic story that enables us to hear the melody that holds us all together in communion. This is the communion consciousness that needs to be cultivated through contemplative knowing, and this is the critical need of our time. When this happens, we will see, like the poet Mary Oliver, that there is still somewhere deep within you a beast shouting that the earth is exactly what it wanted. Each pond with its blazing lilies is a prayer heard and answered lavishly every morning, whether or not you have ever dared to be happy, whether or not you have ever dared to pray. A viable future for the planet will not be the result of a scientific insight or some new socio-economic arrangement, but the result of a renewed presence to the magic of the world around us. And this is what a new cosmic story will give us. So let me offer you a simple mindfulness meditation on a new cosmic story. As before, position yourself comfortably, relaxed but alert, back straight, hands in your lap, eyes closed or softened to help you go within. And take 3 deep breaths, in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. Then breathe normally. Simply notice your breath in and out. And in your mind, softly say the theme of today, a new cosmic story. Repeat it 3 times, like a mantra. Now, a little visualization. Imagine a light surrounding you as you slowly rise through the clouds and into the sky from where you can see the earth below. Feel the calmness and freedom of seeing the planet in this way. Now feel the other planets and the stars that stretch out around you in all directions. Now take it a little step further. Imagine yourself to be stardust in the midst of this vastness. And feel yourself to be the stardust cooling into a planet that becomes oceans and mountains where plants and animals emerge. Then humans who form communities that discover and learn, who make music and invent amazing things. And feel yourself as your ancestors, your parents, yourself, and your descendants. Hold this expanded self. Feel all these as part of you and say quietly, "This is my story. This is our story. And hold that for a few moments. I will mind the time. This is who I am. This is who we are. When you get distracted, simply return to your breath. Allow that to become the breath of the universe, the breath of life that informs everything. That is my essential identity. And finally, return to this moment, to your body, where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Feel the connection, the presence, the awareness, the calm, the trust that surrounds you. This cosmic story. You're my cosmic story. And as you go through today, and when you feel yourself stuck in the details of a task or a problem or even a relationship, remind yourself that you are the universe. And anything can be a portal into this ever-expanding cosmic story. Look at the people around you and say, these are my brothers and sisters. Look at the animals that you meet and say, these too are my family. Look around you and say, I am the earth. She is my mother. Look up at the stars and say, through my eyes, these stars look back on themselves in wonder. And if you have the opportunity, try telling, or better still, try creating a cosmic story with a child. A final little comment is this. In this new cosmic story, this redefinition of the world, it is actually ourselves who are redefined. It is we who have to radically change our minds, our hearts, and our self-understanding. In fact, if there is no reorientation of our minds and hearts in this new story, then whatever remedies we propose for addressing our present challenges will simply not be adequate. So today, when you see the things we take for granted, the sun setting, the moon rising, the trees swaying, may you see the flaming forth of the deep mystery of the universe. Banachti Aran La Shaw.